All right, this is Real Talk Real Estate with Chrishana and Nate. So we wanted to continue our conversation from last week. We just had some things on our mind and we just wanted to let our hair down. So here's the continuation from last week, and I'll see you after.
So, yes.
Hold on. I gotta plug up my laptop. So
Okay.
I'm gonna lose all of my recording.
Okay, I'm gonna just show the world my mug. Yeah, so I'm just a single podcast co-host, just doing what I have to do, and the story is. Oh, hey,
What?
I was just talking. Okay.
So one thing that I'm really glad about for my personal situation is that I have a variety of clients. So I have a total of 7 clients right now, and they make up, builders, investors, and first-time home buyers. So I feel like for me, I think I'm just kind of like leaning towards working towards the flow instead of against it. So like if something feels, like it's flowing right or flowing well, then maybe that's what I need to kind of lean towards and just kind of, find those clients because it works well for my business. More and more investors are actually reaching out to me and wanting me to work with them. So that's kind of like, what has
Unique.
been working, really.
Yeah. Listen, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. You know, um, you identifying that is good, and yeah, lean into that. Like I would say, even for me, uh, the predominant client that I've helped the most in my career is first time home buyers. I like to, have the predominant client be a seller. But either way, I'm grateful. So I do consider myself like a first time home buyer specialist, if you will. But I also like dealing with sellers, right? And so I, like you said, identifying that, I can't deny that, and I welcome serious home buyers, first time home buyers, right? And yeah, because I'm gonna knock it out. Like for example, with the young lady. So, but I'm also intentionally setting myself up to for the seller and listings, and because that's what I want to be known for. As I move in and kind of change how people see me. So um, yeah, and investors, right? I have some investors. I got this deal I'm working on. I got to keep praying about it. I will keep you guys posted. But yeah, just having, like you said, knowing your personnel, knowing who wants to work with you. I think that's beautiful for you to identify that and, like you said, lean into it. Yeah.
So, but other than that, I'm very excited for this journey. I'm glad that my husband talked me into it because it was really his idea. So, kudos to him. He's kind of been talking to me about this for several years. I think the first time he mentioned it, he saw me designing 3D floor plans because the first house that we bought, I was like, can we move? He was like, no, we're never moving from this location. So I was like, well, okay, well, let me see how I can recreate it. So I
Mhm.
started, recreating it and creating 3D floor plans and watching HGTV, and he was like, you should get into real estate, and I'm like, nah,
Mhm.
but fast forward, he was like, all right, you really need to get into it. But over the years, he's really been dripping on me and just encouraging me to get into it, and I just, I guess the timing was right and I just went for it.
Shout out to Mr. Wilson. That's beautiful. And to your point, I would say too, something that I'm learning is if you can't stop thinking about it, whatever it may be, whether it's in real estate or starting a business or whatever it may be, to do it. And and with me, like the podcast, right? Somehow the stars aligned and we linked up and we here, and I feel good about it. This has always been, it's been a goal of mine for like some years. And so that podcast is another business that I can't stop thinking about, and so I have to do it. And I mean, and then once you do it, and take a leap of faith, then you're like, wow, the fruits of that, man. What if I would have done this earlier, right? Even I've been having like the video, the listing that I made, or I had that sold last month. I had a vision of, okay, I'm gonna be on my bike and do something that's in my element. And I didn't really have it, but the editor kind of helped put my vision together, and I made a really cool listing video. And it's like, wow, okay, that's a thought I had for quite some time, and it came to fruition, and it was nice, and everyone loved it. So there's other thoughts and businesses that I have that I can't shake, that I have to start doing. And I mean, that's just to go for anyone that's watching. If you, like I said, if you can't stop thinking about it, do it. Like I read on a meme that ideas, people don't have ideas. Ideas have people. And that was pretty deep, right? So
Visually. And
yeah,
if
hopefully
you are an aspiring real estate agent out there, please connect with one of us. We have a great brokerage.
don't be shy and not reach out. Even if you are unsure, we have the time to talk to you and encourage you, and or even guide you. So
And it doesn't have, you don't necessarily have to be on a team. You could be by yourself. Nate is on a team, I am not. But we have so many groups within EXP that we can join. It's not the same thing as a team, and we can explain that to you as well.
yeah,
I am a solo agent. I work independently, but I also connect with other agents, and we have masterminds. Like,
mhm.
our masterminds are so explosive. These agents do not gatekeep. They will encourage you. So, like, if there's something that you know how it is when you're talking to somebody and you're just bouncing ideas, and then the idea that you had stuck back there comes to the front. That's what these masterminds will do.
Mhm.
And they're very encouraging. We have them all over the globe. So
You mentioned, like, yesterday I went to a mastermind. It was a listing presentation mastermind, and so I'm glad I went because the team captain, he was giving us the keys and tools and hacks, and I was like, wow, I learned a lot. Even though, like, I've had listings or whatnot, there's a lot of things that I took away from that I could put in my bag to utilize with the business moving forward. And so we typically have a mastermind like every other week, of a topic. And so that's the beauty of being connected with EXP, and or even part of a team, because you're connected with these masterminds and resources. So
and they're open to other agents that's not a part of our brokerage. Like, we don't gatekeep. We want everybody to be successful. So I invite people that's aspiring agents, that's not agents quite yet, and even agents that's been in the game for years and years. And I mean, it's open.
yeah, and
It's open.
you could even be an agent that's with Century 21, Coldwell Banker, you know, Berkshire. Come on home. There's no respect of person.
Yep. So hopefully we will have a guest speaker on this month. Her name is Lisa Kane, and she will talk all things EXP with us.
You want to stay tuned for that one, for real.
Research. So I'm very good at research. Like, it's like second nature. And when
Mhm.
it comes to art, like, if you put me in an industry where I can be creative and research, it'll be explosive. Like how you
Mhm.
were saying, you didn't really, like, you were wanting to do a podcast. I never
Mhm.
thought about a podcast. I thought about a podcast once, but I was like, what am I going to talk about? So, but because I could do edits and, create and things like that, and then being with somebody to talk to and bounce ideas and conversation off of, it works.
I'm, you know, I can't deny the experiences that the wins, the ups, the downs, they're there, right? The things we can deal with the dinosaur realtors selling us they 25, 30 years in. Like, so I have it. And so you are helping me just kind of like convey it all. It's been bottled up. So it's beautiful, right? And yeah, it's been something that I want to do. And yeah, like I'm a podcast host. Okay. So I've had some upgrades lately. Like I got a new washer and dryer from this warehouse that I'm gonna be listing, which in this warehouse is adjacent from my house. So it's literally across the street, and I'm gonna be selling that because I know the owner. 3,300 square feet warehouse, but it also has a one bedroom, one bath attached to it. So it's like, hey, bro, before I put this on the market, can I have that washer and dryer? He's like, oh yeah, go ahead. So
Wow.
the yeah, so I got that, and then the other day, I'd be cooking and stuff, and it's just me. But without a dishwasher, man, when I cook one thing, I have all of these dishes, and I hate doing the dishes. So I just got a dishwasher that works, right? Because I told you the furnace didn't work, the dishwasher didn't work either.
Oh
But
wow.
out with the old and with the new, and I was resourceful, and I knew somebody, and I got this. It's like brand new for a discounted price. So little upgrades I feel good about, right? Okay,
That's all right. That's all right. Yep.
yeah, yeah, slowly but surely. So
All
next,
right, everybody, that's it for episode 6, the continuation of episode 5, and we will see you here for episode 7. Stay tuned, and thanks for listening in.
this is Real Talk with Chrishana and Nate, where we talk straight about real estate,
Bringing you news, events, real life, and what's happening in our local areas, from the East Coast to the West Coast.
I'm Nathan Hancock, serving the Greater Bay Area of California.
And I'm Chrishana Wilson, serving Eastern and Central North Carolina.
Catch us every Friday morning on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.